Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Some Building Big with Germ. How's everybody doing today? Today, we are seemingly in the middle of nowhere because we are going to be doing a little world tour. Now, I say little, but it's probably not going to be a very little video at all. It's probably going to be a very long video. We have a lot to cover in this video. So let's just go ahead and jump straight into it. Right now, we are at the original spawn location of this world, and there isn't really much going on here yet. Eventually, I would love to do something here, some sort of kingdom. So if you're new here, this is my long-term survival world that I've been playing in for almost 9 years. That's right, 9 years. This world started, or at least the series started, September 3rd, 2014. So I probably started the world like September 2nd or right around there sometime. And this series has been running fairly consistently since then. Altogether, I've made somewhere around 290 episodes in this series. I don't think that's exact because I think I just counted like all the number of videos in the playlist, and I think there's some streams in those playlists, so I don't think that's exactly right, but it's somewhere around there. It's definitely well over 270. And we are going to be starting at the spawn point for our most recent season. This is a spawn for season 3. I technically reset my world when 1.18 released. It's a little bit complicated, so I reset my world with the intention of bringing back my old builds using a program called MCA Selector. So I went through my old world and selected the region around the kingdoms that I needed to bring in. And then with the 1.18 terrain blending feature, that just seamlessly blended my old terrain into the new world. Now, we better get going to the next location because I do not have a bed. So this is a spawn point. We did nothing here. Right off the bat, in the first episode, we went out to one of the craziest looking locations I've ever seen in a Minecraft world. And I did specifically choose this seed for this location that we're heading to. Oh, something else I need to mention while we're on our way there. I do use a custom world gen data pack that I've created myself. But here we are. This is the location we're headed to, and we're gonna have to sleep once we get here, and I'll give you a good showcase of the area. So this is my first spawn house, or my first starter house. That's the word. This is my starter house for this season. I decided for this season, since we had the new mountains being introduced in the update, I felt like it was a good time to do like a Nordic style, and I think it worked out really well. This is, I mean, is this not the craziest mountain range you've ever seen? And this is 100% vanilla. This is before I even started working on the biome data pack. And it is a massive mountain range as well. I have my render distance on 32 chunks right now, if that gives you an idea of how big this place is. You could see it just keeps going and going. So a lot of this stuff, I don't think I really did a whole lot of pre-planning in this area. I think for a couple of things I did, but for some stuff I didn't. I feel like nowadays I do a better job at like getting stuff connected and having a good flow between areas. But we don't really have that here, but it's still pretty cool. So we have this little castle here, this little keep area. The idea for this area was supposed to be that this was supposed to be like a little guard post. We were going to have a tunnel going through the mountain. So we wouldn't have to make like some crazy road going over the mountain. We were going to have a tunnel going through the mountain. It was going to connect up to this cave because it goes a pretty far distance. Never got around to that, but this was supposed to be like the guard post for the area, or for the tunnel entering this area. No interiors in this build, of course. Is very unfinished. It's a pretty cool looking build. Whoops. But yeah, very, very unfinished. Hopefully someday I can get back here and finish this place up. I didn't even dig out the well. Wow, super lazy. But we got the starter house over there. We got this little house, which I think is pretty cool looking. I even think that tree still holds up. A lot of my older custom trees I don't like anymore, but this one's pretty cool. So this place, this is the enchanting building, and I gotta be careful. I think, well, this didn't used to be the safest place, but probably with the 119 lighting updates, this probably is safe now. But this is my enchanting setup. Not really, I mean, anything special going on here, just an enchanting table. Oh, and I guess I have a one of those blossom things. The pink blossom, what are they called? I actually have no idea. The one that spawns in the lush caves and makes the green particles all over the place. We have a little, I don't even know, like a little farmer's house over here. I really do like this design. This is probably my favorite house in the whole area. I love this place. But yeah, that's looking pretty cool. I don't think there's any interior in here. There is a little bit of something. What's down here? Oh yeah, this is where I was collecting my dirt for the area. I guess I didn't spend too much time collecting dirt here, but yeah, I needed a lot of dirt for terraforming, so I guess that was one spot I got it from. We go upstairs. There's a little bit, I mean, there's walls and stuff put up, but there's no like details. Oh, okay, there's a bed and a water bucket. Okay, weird. We can't spend our time going inside every single interior because this video will end up being twice as long if we end up doing that. So we're not gonna do that. But we got another little house here, which is like a beekeeper, I think. I think I have, no, actually I don't have. I was planning on doing like an auto honey farm inside of there, but I guess I never got around to it. We got like a, what is this called? Like a longhouse. Like I think it's supposed to be like the meeting area for or like the town hall kind of for the area. But I was starting to keep my villagers in here. And I guess obviously I didn't get very far, very far with villagers. I think we do have some librarians up here. What do these guys have? Silk Touch, Infinity, not too bad. Not too interesting though. Looting 3, Mending, and Looting 1. Okay, cool. What is the Mending? 14? That's not too bad. It's okay. Then we have a couple more houses in here. We have one that's just empty, nothing going on there. But then we have a chicken coop out here, which I did intend on being an auto cooker. I don't think this is working though. I don't know what's going on here. There's supposed to be a dispenser somewhere, and I guess it's gone. I think it's supposed to be right here, and it shoots into there. So that's probably not working anymore. Oh, lots of eggs though. We got 2 pieces of chicken though. You know what? We'll leave that for desperate times. Another little house here, and the cows. This is where I got all my actual food. I don't think I ever ate those chickens. It was all beef. And then up here we have a stave church, and I actually really like this design. I didn't think, whenever I made it, I wasn't a huge fan of it, of the end result. But I think I'm fairly happy with how it turned out. I think my main problem with it was the interior. We did not have, well, this is better than I thought, but we didn't have as much room as I would have liked on the inside. Going back over here, we have the storage building. Nothing, I mean, it's just storage, just chests all over the place. We do have a bone farm somewhere back here. How do you get to it? Right here. Yeah, there's a skeleton farm down there. Oh yeah, we have a little blacksmith down there. I think this is a really cool design. We got like a big pile of lumber here. We got an armor stand for armor. I thought I had a few more details in here, like some tool racks or something. I guess not though. But the grindstone, the anvil, and then I don't think there's anything up here. Nope, nothing. Okay, don't even go in. And then this, I still love this build. I wish I would have gotten more progress done on it, but I think this is so sick. This is my mine entrance. And I was planning a massive build for this area. You know what? Let's go into free cam for this. This is inspired by the entrance to Erebor from Lord of the Rings. I think in Lord of the Rings it was green, almost like a copperish color, like a patinaed copper. But I went for this because it fit the area more better. Fit the area a little better, and I think it's so sick. I love it. But you go inside and it's a little bit lackluster, but we do have this over here. This is my auto smelter, I think. How does this work again? Do I have anything I could smelt here? Oh my gosh, so much stone. So we have these. You throw coal in here, I think. Yeah, you throw coal in there, and then you throw the stuff you want to smelt in over here. And then it comes down here and it does its thing, and yeah, cool. I don't remember how this works, but The minecart picks it all up for the furnaces, and then it comes and drops it off right there. But yeah, cool design. This is the area that I really started going crazy with the texturing, I feel like. You're starting to see the way I texture today in this build a little bit. This was probably like a year and a half ago, if I had to guess. I was working very slowly in this area, so from the 1.18 release until that point is the time period I was working here. And at this point, I was really starting to get kind of burnt out on the game, and I was kind of running out of ideas. But I built that dragon, which it's okay. I mean, I've never built a dragon before this, and I think it's a good first try. But I think if I were to come back here at some point, I would probably redo it. I don't love it. It's a little goofy looking. It kind of looks like he's walking around on his tippy toes. But it's cool, I guess. It's all right. But from this point, we follow this road out of the city or the village here. You could follow this trail of netherrack blocks. Oh, and I will have coordinates, all the locations of the coordinates, or all the coordinates of all the locations listed in the description below if you want to visit this. And there's going to be a world download, by the way. I forgot to mention that earlier. World download. So yeah, there you go. But you follow that netherrack, it turns into cobblestone at some point, and you keep following it. And my plan for after that area was I was going to build a little hobbit village in this area. And I started that by building, I was going to do like a Hobbiton, I think it's Hobbiton type area. So a little more like your typical medieval stuff, and just like slightly including some of the, okay, come on, swim. Slightly including some of the Hobbit style into it, but I made this and then I gave up. I gave up on the area. I do think this house is really, really cool, but I just totally lost inspiration for Minecraft in general at this point. This was my last video for a long time. I uploaded it in like April something, and then my next video was in, I think, November, maybe even December of last year. So I went on a long hiatus. So yeah, I went on a very long hiatus, 6 months. Also, what the heck? I didn't realize or remember I had this many allays. It's too bad I don't have any use for them because I think they are pretty cool looking. They are a little annoying though. So let's go ahead and leave them behind and head off to our next location. So this is going to be the final location that we visit from season 3. So I wanted to start off with the stuff that's been all in this world, this like new seed. And then after that, we'll go out to all the older stuff, everything from season 1 and season 2. Mainly because all the stuff from this season is a little bit underwhelming, I feel like. The Nordic Village is pretty cool, but I feel like there's a lot of stuff, or a lot more stuff that I could have done there. Now, by the way, I did mention earlier that I'm using the Biome Data Pack, and if you want to use it for yourself, I did just release a new 1.20 version a couple of days ago, actually the same day that the update released. You can find that on CurseForge, Modrinth, and Planet Minecraft. Alright, so this is the last location we worked in season 3. I wanted to come out here and build a big, like, typical medieval city. And I do still plan on doing that eventually. I have a lot of plans that we haven't even incorporated here that I want to do in the future. But we started off with this build right here. This is a pig-powered mud farm. And we had a little bit of an explosion down here at the end of the episode that I built this in, I think. But you can see we got all the pigs up here. We got little spots in the floor for them. We won't worry about that. But we got pigs up there. We got piles of carrots here. Definitely not copper. Definitely carrots. And then you can see down here this pipe coming down from the pigs. But yeah, over here, you come over here, and this is where you place your dirt. For the farm, I think you have to flip this lever, and then you hold right click with the dirt. That pushes it down. It pushes it into a auto TNT thing, and it all comes out in one of these chests. I think this one right here, but there's nothing in there right now, of course. And then from there, I came over here and built up this bridge, and this is also very unfinished, of course, but it's still pretty cool looking. I really like the look of these towers. I think that's a really cool design for a tower. Some of them look a little bit unfinished and broken for some reason. But eventually we're going to have houses all along this bridge. It'll hopefully look very, very cool. Another thing we have is right down here, we have the first slime farm I've ever made in this world. Oh, wow. There's a lot in here. And I'm actually going to take a lot of it because I have been finding myself needing slime a lot more often lately. But that is it. That is it for this season, season 3. Oh, by the way, I totally forgot. A couple of live streams ago, we went through and named all of the kingdoms in our world that weren't already named. So the Nordic area that we were just at a minute ago, that is called Dragedalen. Dragedalen. We might rename that one. But that is the only named area that we have so far, that we've shown so far. This one I just called Bridgetown Place because we don't have a name for it yet. But the area that we're heading to next is called WhiteFalls. So now I am going to head out to the very first location, the very first kingdom that I built in season 1 of this series. Now, if you've been watching the recent videos, you know I've been working on connecting my world up with roads. I'm still very far off from having the entire world connected up, but we have made some decent progress so far, and we started out here at the Kingdom of WhiteFalls. And you can see little glimpses of it off in the distance, but we're not going to go there yet. We're going to come over right here. This is right where I started, or I set up my first little starter house in this world. Now, I've since come back and redone it a little bit, but yeah, this is where I placed my first bed. I kind of had, there's this little like cave opening kind of that was here. So I went in here, set up a little bed, set up a little like wood, spruce wood house, and that's where I stayed my first night, I think. I had some plans to build some other stuff in this area. I built like a couple weird looking houses, little like oak houses. They were terrible looking. So I'm glad I tore those down pretty quickly. And then I moved over a couple days later. I moved over to this area here. Now, of course, this has all been built up quite a lot since that time. But yeah, we follow this road in. If you're walking on foot, you follow this road into the castle. Let's go. Oh gosh, let's sleep. Let's sleep in this cave over here. So yeah, you follow this road through this little forest that I made. Not the most impressive forest in the world. Literally, there's much more impressive forest that I've made since this, but it's still pretty cool. It still like sets the vibe. And then you get the glimpse of the castle up there. And man, I love it. I love that view. But we come in through here. We got a little house over here. A little weird looking house that I made at some point. I think for my storage. But there, I mean, if this was supposed to be for storage, I had chests and stuff up here, which was definitely not enough. And I think I filled that place up pretty quick and ended up having to move out fairly shortly after I actually built this. But we have a lot of really cool stuff in this area. So right out here, right outside the castle, we have a little stable area with a little house. I don't think there's anything inside. Oh, there is. Oh, okay. Oh, wow, interesting. I haven't been in this place in probably like 6 years. I had no idea there was an interior in there. Okay, that's cool. There's still new stuff that I'm learning about my world. But yeah, we got the horse stable over there. We got a little house built into the side of the castle here. We got a lot of farmland out here with some wheat, some lilacs for some reason, and then potatoes, I think, over here. Yeah. Man, there's so much little stuff like that. There's a little cave with some more storage. But there's so much little stuff that I just I can't go over everything. But we got this little village out here that it was supposed to... When I was building this area, And by the way, this is not the original castle. I've rebuilt this twice, and I'm working on a third rebuild right now. But when I was working on the second rebuild, I was thinking a lot about like perspective and what's the word? Composition, I guess. So I was thinking about like the layers that you get looking at it from this view. So we got the big castle up there way in the back, of course. Then we got the bottom wall that's holding in the village. And then we got a little bitty like miniature village outside here. And I don't love how this looks. I don't think it's even necessary. I think just having the 2 layers of the wall and the castle are probably enough, but I don't think I want to tear this down. If anything, I'm probably going to tear down this tower because it does block the view a little bit. But I still think this village is kind of cool. And you can see just how much my scale has changed over the years. This was a house. This is just a house, like a full house. Compared to the stuff I build now, you could probably fit like 10 of these inside one house that I build today. But you walk in the front gate here, and we got a little bit of like a courtyard type area. We got a little bitty church here that I never ended up doing like a full interior on. I was a little stumped on how to do this because I built it into the wall. So if you dig out 1 block, you're on the outside. So you can't really do a whole lot in here, but we do have some pews, some pillars holding up the roof. And then we have the, what do you call this? I don't even know. But I mean, it works. It kind of works. It's not great, but I did end up abandoning it and building a different church. So it looks cool from the outside, but just don't go inside. Over here, we got a couple of houses that we'll get to in a minute. But here, down here, this is my current storage room. And you can see it is a mess right now. I'm working on building a new storage room. It'll be over on the other side of the castle. I'll show it in a minute. But I'm working on moving that and making a more future-proof storage room because we really ran out of room in this place. But if we come through here, we got a little pub right here. Most of these houses don't serve any purpose, but this one does have a little bit of an interior. We got like a wine rack up on the wall here. We got a, what do you call this? Like a stage for performers. Got a little table for people to eat cake, I guess. And then in here, this is the inn, the rooms of the inn, which obviously did not get much attention, but still kind of cool. But yeah, that's that room. This house does not have any purpose. This one doesn't have any purpose. This is a little blacksmith, which is kind of cool. Not too much going on here, but got a little back alley, which also doesn't have too much going on back there. There's one nether portal right there, and also I'm going to take this sugarcane because I need it. Yeah, we got another portal there with this little, I don't remember where I saw this design, probably on like the Minecraft subreddit or something, but using walls with stairs and slabs and stuff to make this like really cool broken looking like path. It's a pretty cool little design. I don't know if it necessarily works so well here, but I do think it looks cool. Got a couple of houses here that recently burnt down because I have forgotten to put up copper rods, but I do have a few around now, so hopefully that doesn't happen again. This statue, I built this to celebrate 300 subscribers. Today we are sitting at over 32,000 subscribers, and also a crazy thing, a month ago we were under 30,000 subscribers. That is absolutely insane to me. Funny thing, I built this probably 2016, 2017. So 3 years into making videos in this area, in this series, on this channel. And I had only gained 300 subscribers. And in the last week, I've gained 300 subscribers. So I don't know, just funny little crazy thing. Now over here, we get into the rough part of the castle. Now, just last night on stream, I tore down a building that was here for years. It was like an arena looking thing. It was really bad and really dumb looking. Just tore it down. We're going to be replacing it with something better. And then there's this. This is the style that the entire area used to be. Imagine a full wall in that style. We didn't have a castle, thankfully. If I built a massive castle up there in this style, that would have been just horrible. I probably would have deleted this world. No, but yeah, I mean, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. This is how far we've come. This is what I thought was good at the time. This is what a lot of people thought was, I mean, this was like the style in like 2013 for medieval castle-y type stuff. And I'm so glad it's not anymore because it is bad. But we're going to be tearing this out very soon, and we're going to be replacing, oh, we have this big hall thing. I don't even know what I was planning on doing with this. But we're going to be tearing out the walls, tearing out the floor, and we're going to be making use of this as my new storage room. But if you want to see that, you'll have to watch one of the next couple of videos. We'll be building that very soon probably because I am in desperate need of more storage space. But we have this weird little area right here that I was building, like, I think like this was supposed to be like the slums, if I had to guess, but it does not look good. It's terrible. I mean, the houses are, this house here is 1 block wide. It's so bad, so bad. So that's definitely going to be going very soon. But if we want to get up to the castle, oh, actually, before we do that, I want to show this. We got a couple more empty houses here. We got a house with just all kinds of beds here for some reason. You know what? Let's add one. We don't need that. We kind of do, but I'll take this one. This church here is the church I built after failing with that one. And this one is pretty special because it has, well, this is, I mean, it's fully done besides this, but I don't know what I would even do there. Probably just put a ceiling. I don't know. But this is my first church that I ever fully completed. We should replace those with candles, actually. This was before we even had candles in the game. But all of these signs here are all of the patrons that I had up to the point that I built this. There's a lot of names here that, I mean, the people are long gone, haven't been in the community for a long time, but there's a lot of people that are still. If you see your name here, this was probably 2017, 2018. If you see your name here, leave a comment. Let me know. I would like to see who all is still here from this time. Cubert, I know Cubert's still around. I don't know if he's watching my videos anymore, but I know he's still around in the community. Fix, of course he's still here. Agent Nemitz, of course. Mr. E, of course. Mo goes by Rhino now. And Ninny. Who else? Jelly? I think Jelly might be around still. But yeah, lots of names there. If you see your name, comment. Let me know. Let me know you're still around. But okay, so that's the church. If we go up this way, this will lead us up to the castle. Oh. All right, but we come up here through that little archway. We got a couple of houses up here. We have, did I ever put anything in here? I guess I did a little bit of interior stuff. Now over here, before we go the rest of the way up to the castle, we have this little dragon's nest thing. And I really do like this. I think it's pretty cool. But there's not really anything too crazy going on here. What you see is what you get, pretty much. Eventually, I plan on expanding it and making it way bigger and having a big entrance on the back of the mountain. But that is something we'll get to in the future. Now, this area, I mentioned earlier that I'm in the process of renovating this place, but I haven't done anything to this spot yet. This is just how it was. This is very, very rough. I didn't know, when I was building this area, I was mainly focusing on how it looked from a distance, and I didn't really know what I was doing, and I didn't worry about up close at all. So pretty much everything up here looks terrible. Besides the stuff that I've done very, very recently, most of it looks pretty bad when you're looking at it up close, of course. But we come over here. This is something that I've done somewhat recently. This is the entrance to the throne room, kinda. So we got this little hallway right here, and then we got a throne right here. And this, I don't like this place at all, really. Don't like the colors. It feels like a circus. I don't like my throne that I built. But not to worry, I have plans for an amazing throne room coming very, very soon. Well, maybe not very, very soon, but sometime in the future. We're going to be renovating this entire keep area, everything around it. It's going to be amazing. I'm excited. I'm so excited to get it in here, but it's going to take a while to get there. And I don't remember the timeline of when I did any of this stuff besides like the newest stuff. That little entrance and the interior thing was probably about 2 years ago now, maybe a year and a half. Actually, probably 2 years ago because it was before 118. This is all very, very old stuff. It's kind of cool, I guess. The idea is cool. I don't like the execution so much. We got a dining hall over here, which I hate the exterior build. I don't know what I was thinking here. The interior is kind of cool though. It's got some nice wood detailing. It's got some paintings all over the place. An interesting chandelier. Built on an even number. Interesting. But we got tables in here and that's about it. The rest of this stuff is very incomplete, very rough. Besides what I'll show you in a second, what we did in the last episode. This is a part of the old castle that I just covered up with a mountain. This is like one of the last remaining builds that's gonna be left here in this renovation, in this new renovation. But I'm sure we'll find a way to get rid of it at some point. Then the last place in this castle, last two places I guess, but this I literally just built last episode. We had another tower and bridge here a long time ago. Well, not even a long time ago. It was very recently. In the last episode, we had an old bridge here. It was a tower and one really long, skinny bridge. It looked really bad. I mean, if you want to see it, just click to the last episode real quick. But I've replaced it with this. This looks so much better than what we had before. And this is a style that we're going to be bringing throughout the rest of the castle. This like very textured style. Very simple shapes, but like the texturing is doing all the detail work. So we'll be bringing that throughout the rest of the castle at some point in the near future. But that is it for this castle, I think. We do have a couple of things on the outskirts, like with this giant custom forest. So if we come out this gatehouse over here, right next to the church, this leads us to another little gatehouse, but we got this bridge here, a little fishing shack down there. And then you come through here and this leads you into the custom forest. And I need to say right off the bat, this was not done legit. This was done a long time ago. Okay, please stop. Please, creeper or skeleton, stop. Thank you. This was done a very long time ago. And a lot of people at the time, we didn't have like Lightmatica or anything like that yet. So a lot of people at the time were using structure blocks for custom trees. And that's what I did here. And I mean, maybe it would be excusable if it's like a couple of trees, but this, I have to admit, is a little extreme. An entire forest made of custom trees. It does look very cool, but I don't really feel like super proud of it or anything, because it wasn't that much effort to do. We do have a nice little creek here, which is really cool, and yeah, I like it. Oh, interesting. We have signs here. Oakland Farm. Huh. Okay. I guess I named the one house that I have over there a farm. We have a little campsite over there, which isn't anything too interesting. We don't actually have a skeleton farm over there anymore. That was accidentally pruned at some point, pruned chunks. Over here, we'll just head over here really quick. We have a very small build over here in the swamp. At one point, I wanted to do like a ruined swamp village or kingdom, I guess. And I built this little bitty fort castle type thing. And this is as far as I got. No interiors, really. I thought I had a throne here at some point. Maybe not, though. We just have a couple of rooms. Anything down here? Very dangerous. Very dangerous spot. Okay, let's not go down there. But yeah, nothing too crazy. And I think we might even eventually... we might come out here and do something totally different here. But I'm not even exactly sure what I would want that to be yet. Okay, we gotta hurry this up. I'm spending way too much time here. This is Oakland Farm, I guess. We got a little house there, and that's it. Let's go. But we do have a couple of little bitty castles over here that I need to show really quick. So this road leads out of the castle. You can follow this cobblestone trail this way, and this will lead you to this castle. I don't think I ever named this. This was like my first attempt at like a diorite build. I don't think I'd ever used diorite in a build before this. So this was my first attempt at like a diorite castle type build. Doesn't look great. I used sandstone and endstone for some reason. Now, a lot of these old areas, I did use a texture pack, but I don't know. I don't love the endstone. I don't love the endstone look. It doesn't work. It doesn't work in the vanilla texture pack. But then that's it. That's it for this area. That's what it looks like from a distance. Let's go ahead and sleep, actually. Yeah, that's what the build looks like from a distance. Not great. But if we head over here, you could follow a road heading out right by that house there, heading out this way, meeting up at this point over here, and then you follow this grass path road going this way. We have a little, very small village here. Oh my God. These sheep ate all the grass. What in the world? Hello. Okay. This is the only villager left here. I just realized that. This place used to be populated with villagers, but this is the only guy, this is the only survivor. Interesting. This is just a little bitty village that I made as like a little side project. And then this is another just random castle that I made when I got bored of the WhiteFalls castle. It is kind of a cool design, I guess. It needs a lot of work, but you know, for the time, like 2016, 2017, I think it's kind of cool. I think it was kind of cool. Kind of a cool design. Okay. I can take a breath now. Now we're done with the WhiteFalls area. So I think the closest place next is going to be our Japanese kingdom. And here we are at the next kingdom from season 1. This is not the exact order that I went in when I was building kingdoms, and actually it's far from it. This is the kingdom of Akai Kawa, which roughly translates to Red River, I believe, from Japanese to English. I don't think it's exactly right. I don't remember exactly how I got that name, but that is what we're calling it, Akai Kawa. These did used to have the names of the kingdom here, but I don't know what happened to them. I guess they, oh, can we? No, we can't. I'm not in 120 yet. I was gonna say, can we edit? But we cannot. Yeah, this is a really cool place that I made around the 114 update because I wanted to play with villagers. So I wanted to make a big custom village for villagers, and I did that, and this is the result. And obviously I've come back here since we got the cherry blossom trees and added a couple in because we were using at the time I was still using a pretty intensive resource pack, and we had the birch leaves, I think it was the birch leaves in this biome turned to like cherry blossom type leaves. And then obviously we lost that once we went back to vanilla. So once we got them in the game, I came back here and added them myself. But I really love a lot of the builds in this area. Some of them I don't like so much, like these houses are a little bit weird. But this one, this main building, this main temple building, I love. I would probably do it fairly different today, but I think it still holds up pretty well. Plus, another thing, I did this all like freehand. I didn't plan this thing out at all, which is insane to me. Like, if you go back and watch those videos, one whole video is dedicated to just building up this layer by layer. Unfortunately, no interior in this section, although we do have this little section over here, which is like a little, I guess just an entrance. I think this was supposed to be like a dojo area, like where people could come and fight, but we didn't get too much into the interior decorating this spot. And again, if we walk through the village here, there's not too much detail going on. We just have a lot of houses, a lot of very similar houses spammed throughout the area. I think this one, did I do anything on this one? This was the first building I built here, I think. I came out here and I built this little dock area first. So this was still like all filled with jungle trees. So I built this little dock area. We eventually expanded to this house here, which I don't know. Oh, is there interior stuff? No, not really. Interesting. I know I had my mending villagers up here at some point. Yeah, they're gone though. We got I think this is for an enchanting room or enchanting setup. This tower here. Is there stairs? Yeah, there is. I haven't been up here in a long time. Let's see. Ooh, yeah, we got a little enchanting setup. No, nothing up here. Okay. But this is a cool little enchanting area. Something funny about this build is I still to this day get comments asking why I didn't show how to build the roof on the top. But the video that I built this, it wasn't even a tutorial. So I don't understand why I'm still getting comments about that. It's very strange. Over this way, we have some more houses that serve no purpose, that look exactly the same as all the other ones. Is there something in here? No. I think, well, I guess we had a cartographer living in here at one point. This house I made when beehives and bees were introduced. I guess someone broke down the door, but we come out here and, okay, I guess I stole all of these at one point. Okay, interesting. But we used to have a bunch of bees right here, and I guess I kept them in by building a bunch of bamboo trees around this spot. Over there are some pig pens, a pig farm type area. I got the idea to do this after watching, I think, Spirited Away. I was gonna build a bathhouse at some point, very inspired by Spirited Away, but I never got around to that, which I'm kind of glad I didn't, because a lot of my builds in this style or in this time period, I don't love. They just look very, very all the same. I think maybe one day we'll come back here and do a bathhouse and some more builds in this style, but I'm glad I didn't do it at the time. But after that, I took a break from the area, I think, and then I came back a little while later and started building up these houses. And these look much, much better than those. And then once I built this little street here, I got kind of stumped on what to do, so I just started changing the colors of builds. I made a little smaller one here, but from there, they're all kind of the same again. Back here, we have the start of a castle inspired by the... Oh, I don't even remember what it's called. Some Japanese castle. I can't remember what it is called. But if you know what I'm talking about, you could probably see the inspiration here. Again, another build that I had the idea, but the execution is not great. I don't love it. I think it's good for the time period, but nowadays I would probably go way bigger. But then the last thing in this area is right over here. This is a little panda enclosure I built when we got pandas introduced. And I think at some point they all got reset. Oh, maybe not. I was gonna say at some point I think they all got reset to the regular versions because I did play in snapshots a lot, so things broke quite a bit. But yeah, kind of cool. I actually do really like the inside of this area. The exterior of the build doesn't look so great, but the inside is pretty cool. Of course, no interior. I really, really did not do that at the time. I'd like to think I'm better at that now. But yeah, this one, no interiors here. But that is going to do it for Akai Kawa. So now we are going to head out this way. You can see I have another little netherrack trail heading out this way. And if we fly this way just a little ways, we're going to find a new cherry blossom biome. And we've only done one thing over here, but this is when I first updated to the 1.19.4, I think, snapshots, and we had access to all this new stuff. I built this little pagoda, is that what you call it? I think so. Built this little thing with the new, or not new, but the mangrove wood, the new bamboo wood, and the, what is it, the warped wood. And I think it does look really cool, but I think at some point I would like to do some big village here in the new with all the new blocks, but for now I think we're just gonna hold off and work on some other stuff. And no name for this kingdom yet, but hopefully at some point in the future we can figure one out. Our next location is a little area called Midgard. This is the first area that I ever did like a Nordic style, Nordic build style. Actually, that's not true, but this is the first area that I did it and I thought it looked good. Now, I will say we made a very heavy use of the resource pack in this area. So it looks a little plain. Now, you know what? Let me see if I have the resource pack. Okay, I do, but it doesn't work right. You know what? Let me see if I can fix this. Okay, there we go. Now some things are still missing, like my iron golems, and my villager textures. Actually, why are they? There should be snowy villagers. Interesting. But yeah, this is much more what it looked like at the time. And man, this is depressing. It's so dark. But yeah, this is, I mean, it's kind of cool, I guess. Very inspired by like Skyrim, I think, at the time. Yeah, not much to show here. We got the chests are invisible. Cool. We got a storage room here. Very cool. Yes. Got a couple of houses over here. Oh, this guy, oh, I need a riptide actually. But yeah, so this is basically it. Nothing too crazy here. We got just a bunch of like Nordic houses. I built this. I came back here at one point. I don't remember when I built this. Probably like 2018 if I had to guess. But I came back here at one point, built this little gatehouse here, and then I built up this. Or I started building this here, which I think was gonna be like a castle or some sort of castle. I don't know. I don't know exactly what my plan was, but yeah, that's it. We also have this little house over here, but that is pretty much it for this area. Man, I spent a long time in this area. Seems weird that I only built this much stuff. I don't know, maybe I was working on other stuff at the same time. I'm not sure, but this sure doesn't seem like much progress for how long I spent here. Okay, get that texture pack off. Let's head to the next area now. And again, coordinates in the description below if you wanna find out where any of this stuff is. So this area that we're coming up on now, this I built in season 2. And this is a crazy project. I built this custom mountain range. So we got this custom mountain range. I built it because I think it was right when we were supposed to be getting the mountain update for 1.17 before they delayed it to 1.18. And then I think we got word that they were delaying it, and I decided I was going to build my own mountain range. But this is like an Austrian area. What did we name this? Admont. Admont. Something like that. But I love this area. We didn't get a whole lot of actual building done. Just mainly the main project here was building the mountain. But I love this area. We got the farmland here. We got the church over there. Let's go check that out because I think there is an interior. We didn't have deep slate yet when I was building this, so a lot of basalt in the places that I would be using deep slate today. But we come inside, we got a little empty area here, but then we got the place the place here with all the pews. And actually, well, I'm not gonna switch to the texture pack yet, but my beds were all like, they looked like wooden benches, all the brown beds, so they look a little bit weird now. But I guess at some point I did come back and update this because the candles, I definitely didn't have that when we originally built this. But we got the podium up here. I guess this part's unfinished, but I think it's pretty cool. Pretty nice little interior area. This side we have a little like garden area, and this leads us up into the mountains, up to a monastery type build. I really like this road actually. This feels very, very nice and okay, I guess. Huh, interesting. Guess I didn't want to move this tree. You know what? I'm gonna do that right now. So I think this road in this monastery build is one of the last things I did in this area. So I was being very lazy with a lot of this stuff. But we can follow the road up here. It winds through this little this little dip right here. Man, this is actually really cool. I haven't been up here in a long, long time. But then we come up here, and this is it. This is the monastery, or at least the beginning of it. I didn't get very far with it because I got burnt out on this project, and we were ending the season, I think, when I was trying to finish this. So I got lazy with the backside, and I just filled it in with wool, and I never even lit it up apparently. But if we head back down here to the road, you can see the big farmland. I wanted to make this farmland just filling the entire area here. I think I was even going to terraform over the village or the forest over here, make some more big rolling hills, and put more fields over there, which I think still would be very cool to do someday. But obviously didn't get around to that when I was working here. So we got this road, this main road going through the middle here, with some little decorations around like wagons, some custom trees. Got a little windmill over there, which I really like. I think that's probably one of the best windmills I've done. I think it's really, really cool looking. Got a little like, what do you call this? A vineyard here using the azalea bushes, which I think looks really cool. Now for the last place in this area, I have all my storage over there, but I think this place looks really, really cool. And this is like kind of the first area that I started texturing, kind of like I texture now with like the dripping effect. And this was before 1.18, so 2019 probably, 2020 maybe. When did 1.18 come out? I guess it came out in 2021, so this was 2020 probably. So for all you guys that are saying I'm copying now, I've been doing it a long time. But anyways, let's go inside the castle here. We follow or we come up this little path here, which I think connects all the way around to the road over there. Yeah, I could see it over there a little bit. But we come up into here. We got a little what do you call this? Is this a portcullis? I think so. We got a little horse stable to the left here. This building here is actually my storage as well, right behind where the horses are. So we have a little setup in here, nothing too crazy. Ooh, that's a lot of copper. Oh, that's a lot more copper. But we got, yeah, we just got a bunch of random stuff in here. I should really come get all this stuff. This building does have interior. This is like the dining hall, I guess. So we got the seat up here for the king. I guess that's that's supposed to be. The back here we have a little kitchen, which is really cool. I don't think you can do this anymore, right? I think you were only able to do that in like a snapshot or something. So I took advantage of that. I think maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you can still do that, but I'm pretty sure they've changed that since then. I don't want to break it and test it because then it'll be gone forever, but that was a cool little detail you could do at the time. I think this was going to be a chapel at some point, but obviously never ended up working out. Got an empty building right here, has no use in there. And then this is the throne room, which I think this actually holds up pretty well. This is kind of cool. The shape of the shape of the throne is a little questionable. Don't talk to me about that. But now, where to next? All right, now we are in my Roman / Greek / Tuscan Italian style kingdom that I think we're gonna call, at least for now, San Germano. That was a suggestion from somebody in a live stream, and I kind of like it, so I think we might go with that, at least for now, unless I find something that I like better. I totally forgot I had a camel here though. That's interesting. Yeah, this place is actually, this area is probably a spot that a lot of the older viewers actually came in at. Because one of the first videos I had on my channel that actually blew up was building that castle up there. And you know what? Maybe I should be in the old resource pack for this area as well. I think this is good, yeah. So again, a lot of big resource pack changes when I was working on this area, like the red sandstone I made into like almost like a terracotta color, which I think does look really good. It would be nice if we had a block like that in the game that had stairs and slabs at least. It was, I think, too big of a change because obviously this area does not look very good in vanilla. But we got the castle up here. We got this winding pathway leading up the mountain here, which I think is pretty cool. I don't think this area, I don't think I planned anything out ahead of time also. I think this was all like on a whim. But we come in here, we got a little horse stable here, a little gatehouse here with like kind of a moat type thing. We got like a little, I don't even know what you would call this, just some houses up here, a little garden here, little area for training, training like the guards or whatever. And that is about it. It's a really simple castle, but I do think it looks fairly cool. In this area though, I was doing like several uploads a week, so a lot of the builds don't go super in depth and aren't super detailed. This area was this build was a later edition, a much later edition, and I think it turned out really cool. This is another horse stable. I wanted an area where I could store a bunch of the horses in the area, so I made this, and I actually really like this. I think it holds up pretty well. But we got a couple small houses, little quaint houses, like little, I think these are supposed to represent like the slums for the area. We come through this little gate area. We got to the right here. This was supposed to be a bathhouse. I only ever ended up building the very middle of it. But I had plans to do a whole thing all around the outside here, which obviously never got around to. Maybe someday we will. Probably not though, if I'm being honest. Maybe, I don't know. I shouldn't say that. Maybe we will at some point. We got a lot of like Parthenon type structures. It's been a long time since I've done research on this type of architecture, so I don't remember exactly what everything was called. This I know was very inspired by something in Rome, I believe. I can't remember what it was called, but this layout is very similar to a real life structure. We got the aqueducts up there, which I think look pretty cool. A bunch more, not ruins, but like old temple type buildings, and then a bunch of houses along here. We got some ruins right here. We got another street over here with a couple of houses. I think that stone one is my storage build. We won't go in there. Whenever I started spreading out this way, we started getting a little bit more detailed with the builds, spending a little bit more time. I think this was like some sort of, or was gonna be some sort of like manor for some higher class people, I guess. Got a smaller house there, and then this over here is like a little amphitheater. And I think this is kind of cool. I think it holds up fairly well. If I were to do it today, it would probably be on a much larger scale, but I do think it's kind of cool still. But that is it for this area. This was like the first phase of my Roman builds. Oh, and then the ruined Parthenon up there, of course. So this was like the first phase back in like 2018, 2019, I would say. And then a couple years later, probably like 2021, I came back, and let's actually turn off the resource pack for this. Actually, I think this house I built with the resource pack, but everything else I didn't. So, you know what? That's not true. The entire thing was built with the resource pack, so let's just keep it on. But we got this little gatehouse leading to the area here, and I wanted to build like a seaside Italian city. And I really like how this area turned out, especially with the resource pack. This was very inspired by some specific city in Italy, but I can't remember the name of it right now. But we got a bunch of houses lining all the roads here, like very packed tightly together. Not a lot of like alleyways or anything like that. That area there, I would say, is the highest detail. And then again, as we kept going, I got lazier, or I just wanted to get as much done as possible. So the detail went down a little bit. I think this little square area is pretty detailed still, but once we go around the corner here, this gets very basic, if I'm remembering right. I guess there are still a few details here, but yeah, it's not as detailed as some of the other areas or some of the other buildings in this area. But I do still think it holds up pretty well. I think it's a really cool area. But yeah, that is it for San Germano. We do have a couple of ships out there. In my own world, I decided, since everything was so spread so far apart, I was gonna do some command block stuff to do teleporting. Okay, I did remove it there. I was gonna press the button, but I was afraid I would teleport. This one led us to I think the Austrian area originally, and then that one led us to the Japanese area, obviously. So we'll just leave that like that. And we're gonna go ahead and head on to the next place now, which is actually right over here. This area, I don't think I have a name for. No, it doesn't look like it. This was supposed to be my like industrial area for the entire world. I was gonna do all my automatic farms here, and I did do a couple. I did a sugarcane farm here, which obviously is not working so well, but we got a sugarcane farm there. We have a let's see, we have an iron farm behind all this structure, and that all feeds into this area here, and I think it's still working to this day pretty well. Yeah. And I would love to expand on this even more in the future, but I got kind of stumped. I felt like this is so far away from all my other stuff except for that kingdom, obviously, that it felt kind of pointless to have everything here. So I stopped doing that. I do have the sheep farm here that I built very later on, or much later on, I guess is the better way to say that. But besides that, I didn't really know what else to do here besides just build up a bunch of empty houses. And it's right next to the Tuscan area, so it felt a little weird. Any further I expanded that way, it would be, I mean, you would be able to see all these like steampunk houses from there, and I didn't like that idea too much. So I decided to stop working here. Maybe at some point we'll come back here in the future and expand it out a little bit more, but for now I think we're just gonna leave it. And with that, we're gonna turn the texture pack back off. And honestly, you didn't even really need that texture pack for this area. It still holds up fairly well in vanilla. The only thing that doesn't is the iron blocks there for that chimney thing, but other than that, it holds up fairly well. But moving on from there, this right here, this is the like one of the very first houses I built in this world, I think. It was, I guess, my first plan was to do like some sort of steampunk type area here. I don't know exactly. I don't think there's any like details in here or anything. No, this is very early game stuff. So nothing crazy going on here. But then we move over here, and this is a spawn for our season 1. This is where we originally spawned in that season. Okay, rain, please go away. Nope. Okay, great. All right, there we go. So in season 1, we spawned right over here somewhere right in this general area. I think right about where that house is built. And then we chopped down our first tree right over here somewhere. But this was actually the first area I started doing Nordic stuff. So we have that little house right there. We have a stave church that does not look great at all. It might look better, actually. Yeah, I think this is about what I wanted it to look like. I think the acacia wood was a little bit different. But at one point I had my acacia wood very similar to spruce for some reason. I guess I just didn't like the orange color, but yeah, that's closer to what it looked like when I originally built it. Of course, oh wait. Oh, I was going to say no interior, but there is a little bit of detail up here. Nothing like crazy or interesting really, but I did at least make an attempt, it looks like. Is there a stairway over there? Yes, there is. Okay. We go from there, we come over here, and I wanted to build like a Nordic village at one point here. We made a couple of little houses, made a dock, a little boat that's half oak and half spruce for some reason. Interesting. Okay. And that's about it. Nothing interesting here. Any good stuff? Probably not. We do have a bit of cobblestone there. That'd be nice to have. Yeah, not really anything too interesting here. I was planning on doing a big custom forest going spanning throughout this entire plains biome at one point, but obviously didn't get around to that. But we got to keep moving because we got 2 more areas to get to still. So let's go ahead and head off and head there now. Now this area here is one of my favorite areas, and it's also one of my least favorite for multiple reasons. So this area, we'll look at it for a little bit without the resource pack, but we're definitely gonna have to change over once we get over to the city. So this is a little jousting area. I think I might have mentioned out at the WhiteFalls castle that I wanted to do a jousting area out there, but I ended up scrapping that and moving it here. So we got a little camping site here. We got this big tent, which is really, really cool. And then we got the actual jousting spot here. A couple of games over there. Is there something in there? I don't remember. No, it doesn't look like it. The horse stable there. But let's go ahead and switch over to the resource pack now, just so you can get a better idea of what it looked like when I was working on it originally. Now, I think the sky color is wrong, and I think the grass color might even be wrong too. Yeah, this is closer to what it would have looked like back in the day. This isn't exactly right, but this will be good enough. Oh, this color over here looks much more accurate. Okay, so yeah, built up that little area outside this city, and this is such a crazy, massive project that I started. Oh, we need one more texture pack installed. Hang on. Let's turn on this. This is called A Little Taste of Terracotta. So this texture pack changed all of the terracotta blocks to be some more like medieval, more useful blocks. And wow, this place looks crazy. So this I recently named OldTown. I don't think I had a name for it originally. If I did, I have no idea what it would be. But this is OldTown. This was very, very heavily dependent on a resource pack, obviously. I used a lot of the glazed terracotta, a lot of blocks that wouldn't work together. Like this is red nether brick and this is regular brick. Almost indistinguishable. They look almost identical. Kind of crazy. That is probably like a blue glazed terracotta, which obviously would not look great in vanilla. I don't think I'm going to go too in depth here because a lot of this stuff we are rarely ever going to see. But it's still interesting to talk about, so I'll show a little bit. But I had a thing on my channel at one point where I would do patron builds, which means like you could sub as a patron, and you could tell me something you wanted to see in the world. That's weird. Don't know what's going on there. You could tell me something you wanted to see in the world, and then I would make it. Or something along those lines. So this one was built for my friend Mr. E, Mr. Envelope. And then this one is it's an apothecary. And this is an end rod, by the way. Check that out. That's kind of crazy. This is an apothecary that I built for my friend Ninny. I don't think, oh, that's broken. I don't think I built any other ones for anybody else. Maybe I did somewhere else in the world. I can't remember. Oh yeah, I did a couple other ones in this area. But that's something I've thought about bringing back at some point. I would have to do it in a different way, because I think any patron could suggest a build, and I did not keep up with those at all. So if I did bring it back, I would have to do it with like the highest tier, probably the highest tier patron or something like that. But I don't know. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll not. But over here we got a little pub area, which is kind of cool looking. A little bit basic, but that's okay. We have, this is my storage build, or at least, yeah, the entrance to my storage build. You go through here, and then this is my storage up here in this tower. Go back out here. We got a bunch of houses here. These are actually fairly well detailed compared to some of the other, and fairly unique compared to some of the other villages that we've talked about, that everything kind of starts feeling pretty samey. I feel like I did a fairly good job at adding a good variety in this area. This is the Lord's Manor. I don't remember. This was also a patron build. I don't remember who this was for. I feel like I want to say Avalar for some reason, but I could be totally wrong. It could be somebody else. But then we got the throne room in here, which is like a tree throne for some reason. I don't remember. I did have some lore in this area, but I don't remember any of it besides one little thing. Over here we have like a little sept, and this was the religion that we came up with, very inspired by Game of Thrones. So we came up with 5 gods. I don't remember anything about them. We even had names for them. There's a book somewhere. There's a book somewhere in this world that has all the names and I think even some more details about the religion, but I have no clue. I have no clue where it is. I found it recently somewhere and then I think I left it again. It's not in this area, I don't think. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe it is here, but I'm not positive. But we come out here, this little gatehouse here. This was going to be like I guess just some more houses and more lower class, like working area. We have like a storage area here. Maybe this was supposed to be my storage build at some point. I'm not positive. Got some like materials piled up, and then we come out this gate and we got another very small little, it was supposed to be a village area. Only ever built 2 houses, I guess. And then a bunch of farmland out here, which I think this area looks pretty nice too. We got a windmill out there, which is another fairly cool windmill, I feel like. But that is pretty much it for this area. Let's go free cam and do a little flyover. Oh, and we have this big custom forest too. I forgot about that. This was another one of those cases of using the structure blocks for trees though. So I'm not like too proud of this or anything because it was not legit, but it's still kind of a cool area, I guess. So this is it. This is the overview. I had massive plans for this area, obviously, but I got distracted by other projects, and then I stopped using the resource pack, and it just became harder and harder to come up with a reason to come out here and build. If I ever come out here again, it's gonna be, I mean, I'm gonna have to make some major changes. So I think we're probably just gonna end up leaving this one as a thing of the past, a kingdom that we're probably just abandoning, probably never to come back to and build, but it's still cool to come back and visit and see how things have changed. But let's go ahead and pop off the resource pack again, and I think we're gonna head out. I think this is the last place we need it. So let's go ahead and head off this way now. So just over here in the jungle, just outside of the Old Town area, we have a little bamboo forest or bamboo jungle, whatever they're called now. And this area is originally where I was going to build that Japanese kingdom. But I ended up scrapping it and making it into like a ruins area. And I didn't go super in depth on this area, but I do think it still looks really cool. I would love to do more ruined builds in the future, especially just like along our road going throughout the world. But yeah, this is one of the first ones that I did, and I think it turned out fairly well. I think it's okay. But there's not really too much to go over here. I do think one of the things that I had in that lore book was a name for this kingdom, I think. I'm pretty sure. I came up with a name for like the original area where that religion was started. And I think I decided that that would be this area in the jungle. So if you guys happen to get the world download and feel like, oh, hello, how are you? If you guys get the world download and end up exploring and you find that book, let me know. Let me know where it is, because I have no idea and I would really be interested in seeing what that book says. But that is it for this area. Let's go ahead and head off to the last area of season 1. All right, we're coming into it now. You can see it off in the distance. This is WhiteHearth. This is I called it my diorite castle for forever, but we recently named it WhiteHearth. And this is one of my favorite areas in the world. Now, there is, the texturing is not great. I used the texture pack again. Let me see if it looks better with the texture pack. Okay, it doesn't really. It's still just smooth diorite. So at the time that I built this, I made my polished diorite texture like a, oh my gosh, my elytra broke. I haven't had that happen in a long time. But I made the diorite, the polished diorite, I made it like a brick texture. So this place looked a little bit better. I feel like it wasn't that much better than what it is now. I feel like it still has the same vibe. But It did look slightly better in the past. This is another area that went through many renovations too. Although this one is just entirely different than the old kingdom that used to be here. We originally had this mountain here. The mountain thing was one big, like, really squared off looking thing that looked horrible. We had a very straight wall going all the way across there. The mountain might have even been connected there. I can't remember for sure, but it was all in that old style that I was showing you guys earlier. And it looked pretty bad. It was not great. But on the inside, we had a bunch of houses. We had a couple of like rivers going through, but that is all gone. I removed all of it because I did not like it. And I still need to clean up down here a bit. Obviously, we have that. I think if we go into free cam, there's even, yeah, oh my gosh, yeah. There's stuff down here as well that is horrible. I should tear this down. There's actually a lot of fairly useful resources in this. Yeah, I should do that at some point. But forget that. Let's go ahead and head up to the castle now. So we have this really cool winding stairway or winding pathway leading up this little mountain here. It's obviously very small. You can never get any like wagons or probably even horses up here. So not super realistic, but it's still fairly cool, I think. Then we got this bridge leading across here, leading into the castle. So we come inside, we got this gatehouse here, and right off the bat, we got a dining hall right here, which I think still holds up fairly well. This is a really old build, but it's okay. Got a kitchen here, which doesn't hold up as well. And then like a little ice box type room back there. Looks okay. Looks kind of cool, I guess. I don't think we have anything in here. No. Come over here. We have just like a little market area. And then a horse stable here. And these walls used to all be the texture of oak logs. So this looked much better before. Obviously, we're not using that texture pack anymore. So I'm going to have to replace this with something at some point. Got a little blacksmith over there. And that's pretty much it for this side of the castle. So let's head over this way. And in this area, I feel like I really started to grow on detailing my builds. This is also where I started kind of consistently doing interiors. But that's the storage room under there, obviously. But we come upstairs. We got a little entranceway here. We got I guess a closet there. That's kind of weird. And then a little kitchen here. No bedroom, I'm realizing right now. Oh, wait. There's an upstairs. Okay, a very cramped upstairs, but okay, we do have beds up here. That's cool. So yeah, that's that interior. We have another one over here. I won't show the upstairs, but this was like a, what do you call it? Someone that was making like banners and clothes, probably cloth stuff. So we got bundles of wool here. We got banners hanging up. We got wool laid out for like clothes, I guess. We got a little kitchen down here, a fireplace. Anything back here? Nope. I guess I will show the upstairs. A little room here, a bedroom here, and then another closet there. And let's keep moving along. We got another gatehouse up here. I think this build here was going to be a dining hall at some point. Obviously never finished that. Got a couple of structures up here, a little like garden area, another house here, custom tree, which doesn't look too bad, I guess. Yeah, it's okay. This, I believe, was the barracks. I think I also never, yeah. Oh wait, I guess this was going to be the dining hall. Yeah, okay. So that other one must have been the barracks. And then we come up here and this is the throne room, which is not finished apparently. Okay. I could have swore we had a throne here at some point. Well, we got this section done, it looks like. So this is going to be the throne room. We have a couple of doorways that can lead us out to other parts of the castle. Got a little garden area here. We can go up the stairs right here. This leads us into, oh, another dining hall. Okay, interesting. 3 dining halls. 3 dining halls in this castle. Cool. Guess I really didn't know how to detail this place. But this, you can see, this is all built floating above the ocean. You can see I got a bunch of custom cliffs there. And this is what it looked like before. Unfortunately, I never ended up bringing the cliffs down into the ocean. I should do that at some point in the future, but maybe we'll wait to do that until we come back to work here at some point in the future. And then outside here, outside the throne room right here, we have like a little balcony area just to kind of hang out. There's some garden stuff here. Just kind of hang out and look over the ocean. But that is pretty much it for this castle. The last build we have to show in this kingdom is just over here. Let's ender pearl over here, over this way, over to this little plains area. Over here we have a little hobbit village. We can also get a really cool view of the castle from over here as well. So yeah, here's our little hobbit village. We don't have any like pathways connecting to here, but oh yeah, look at that view. That is sick. I love that. That's a really, really cool view. But yeah, we got this little hobbit village here, very inspired by Artcraft, I think. I'm pretty sure I got a lot of inspiration from there. Nothing too crazy going on here, just a bunch of little quaint hobbit houses. But that is it. That is going to be it. That's going to be it for this world tour, I believe. So let me go ahead now. Oh, wow. Yeah, look at that. That looks so sick. I love that. I love that view. I'm going to head back to the WhiteFalls castle, I think, and we'll come back once I get there. All right, we're back over here at the WhiteFalls castle. I had to take the nether because my elytra broke. But I felt like this was a good spot to end it off at, and I wanted to just quickly say thank you all so much for all the support, especially everybody that's been around for years and years. There's people here that have been here since I was like initially building this kingdom. Like the very first version of it, I remember very early on. Like I know people like Braden, Agent Nemitz, Triceratops. I mean, I shouldn't be naming people because there's gonna be people I'm forgetting, but there's been people that have been around for a very, very long time. And I just want to say thank you all. Thank you all so much for the years of support, the years of watching and still like hanging out, commenting. And yeah, I just really, really appreciate it and want to say thank you all for all of that. Sorry, I'm starting to lose my voice a little bit. I've been talking for a very long time now, so I gotta end it off here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like. Thank you for the 8+ years, almost 9 years of watching this series. Again, if you want to check out the world download, link in the description below. Hopefully I will remember to put all the coordinates in the description below. Resource packs, I will be sure to link everything that you need in the description as well. And then our stuff like the custom banners and shields, that will be included in the world download as well as the data packs and all that, of course. Next episode, we're going to be updating to 120 and we're going to be making a creeper farm. So keep an eye out for that if you're interested in watching that. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next episode. Goodbye.